Hello guys, KP Shamino here with another guide for Path of Exile, another build I need to say. So you guys know me from my Groundslam build, the Marauder one, the Resolute Technique one, but I got one problem with that build. So I wanted to do Uber Atziri, but I hit brick wall. Simple like that, I hit brick wall because I didn't have the DPS. What is normal? Because if you go with Resolute Techniques, it's not a crit build. So with my previous build, you guys can try Uber at Zeri, but I don't think that you ever can do it. It's way too hard. On the first two mini bosses, I already was really hard in trouble with my DPS. So I start thinking, and I wanted to make a crit build, but I wanted to use still my two-handed mace because I invested a lot of money in my two-handed mace. And I wanted to use still Groundslam because I think Groundslam is a very good spell. So I made my crit Groundslam build and it worked really well. I still need to do Uber Atziri, but I think I can do Uber Atziri now because my DPS went from 200k to 700k. So it's a major DPS boost. I didn't need to do a lot. I just needed to change some stuff in my talent tree, but the main frame of the talent tree is just the same. So, and I don't want to make the millionth build with hegemony era, because yeah, every build that is a crit build for a two-hander is with that staff, and I don't want to make a build like that again for the simple reason that I want to make other builds. So I'm going to start explain to you guys first my talent tree as always, then my gear, my flasks, the things that you need to watch, my auras, and then I'm going to show you guys what this build can do with a little map. So it's always the same story, but I want to give you guys all the details of my build. It's always a little bit handier than always reading all that stuff on the website, because that's sometimes a little bit problematic. So first of all, the talent tree skill. So let's get going, guys. So it looks a little bit the same, but of course there are some differences that you need to do because it's a crit build. So what you need to do is you just start here at the Marauder once again. You go all the way to here, Born to Fight. You take Warrior's Blood, you take Butchery. That's all the same. Then you go up here all the way to Amplify. That's just the same. You take on your way Blunt Instrument. And here you take the jewel. I took a lot of jewels in this build because jewels are really cool. So you can go with 4 mods on a jewel and you can get like HP, you can get like attack speed. They are going to buff your DPS and your survivability a lot. Okay, so then we go here to the left and there you already see one thing that changed. Of course, it's not a Resolute Technique build, so you just need to get Resolute Techniques out of your build and you got a crit build. That's how simple it is. But it's not that simple because now the problem starts. You need to get a lot of critical strike chance because on a two-handed maul, you don't have a lot of critical strike chance on the weapon himself. If you go to a staff, it got like a base critical strike that is a lot higher. So that was a little bit a problem for me because yeah, GGG is not that friendly for two-handers. We can make one build. There is not a lot of critical strike in the tree. I even went on another character all the way to here, to this, but that doesn't work. I need to make too much nodes just to come there. That was yeah, not an option. So I went for the power charges. That's the only thing that you can do. Power charges and get a power charger on crit in your gem setup. But I will show you guys a little bit later. So then we need to go over here. And that's the first crit node that you can take. Then you go over here. You take Bonebreaker because it's still a mace build. Skull cracking. I took those 3 nodes too. Barbarism for the 1 to maximum fire resistance more, so the +1, I got a nice life from it too, because you need to have a lot of life. I got at the moment 5,690, but I got 6,000 and a little bit. You need to have 6,000 and higher. Take it from me, if you go lower, they hit like a truck, monsters. They hit like a truck and you are going to take a lot of physical damage. The biggest problem that I had with the build was the physical damage. You will see a little bit later why that is, but I found the solution. That took me 50 hours to figure that out. So I was running a map, and it's okay until 78, 79 level maps, but then if you go over it, it's just insane. You are running, bang, you're dead. And you don't know what happened. And I wanted to minimize that problem. Okay, so yeah, I already said you need to go to Amplify. You took here Tireless 2. Then you go over here to Devotion. Just go over here. Then you take Overcharge because it's based on power charges. Because I'm not using the Hegemony's era. Therefore, I need to do it myself because the staff, the era gives you a power chance. Yeah, charge on crit, I think. I'm not sure, or 10%. It's something like that. I will check it later when I go a little bit further in the guide. So you need to take that, and then you need to go here to Galvanic Hammer, because that's the only node that you can get a critical strike chance with maces. So you need to take it. Every critical strike chance that you see, you need to take it in the build. So you need to go over here. So I just went here, over here, and then I took this. You probably can do this too. So you take this, and then you skip those two. But I didn't do it. I was waiting a little bit on a level, but I'm 94, and that's not easy to go to a level higher. So that's how you need to do it. Then we go to the south. So you need to go over here, Eagle Eye, a lot of accuracy rating, because you need to have accuracy too, because it's not Resolute Technique that you always hit. No, you need to have accuracy, very important. Then we go here to Constitution. I took Beserking 2, another jewel, that's the second one already. Then we go to Art of the Gladiator. Then you go here to the south, to Golem's Blood. You take those two nodes, they are an insane DPS boost. Executioner and Wrecking Ball, and I took another jewel, that's already the third one. So that's the build, guys. So the roughly set, the mainframe is just the same like before, but of course you need to make it a crit build. And I think I got 3 jewels. Yes, I got 3 jewels in this build. So jewels are really cool in the build. I skipped all this area for the simple reason that I didn't have enough talent points. So yeah, that's how it is. At some point it stops. And yeah, I needed to make a choice, and I think that the power overcharge here was one of the best, because the crit with this build I go to with my 5 power charges, I will go to, I think, roughly 65-70% crit, and that's a lot. You can go, I think the cap is 95 if I'm not mistaken, but that's how you do it. So for the guys that now playing the Groundslam Resolute techniques, you don't need to do a lot. You can just regret it or start a new character. But your DPS is going to be triple. Easy triple, easy double. Take it from me. And everything else is just the same. Okay, that was a talent tree. You guys, of course, can check it on the website too. I'm going to make a post over there too for the guys that don't want to listen to my voice or just want to check it out. You can just check it out over there. Okay, so now a little bit stats. So at the moment I got only 5690 HP, but I'm just doing this because I'm using just a normal 6 link. I just want to show you guys a 6 link, because normally I take another chest, but on that chest I don't have a 6 link. So it's just to show you guys the links, what is the best links, what is the worst links, and all that stuff. Okay, so I got now a DPS of 186,000. I got on my War Sheaf, my totem, 216,000. So that's already 400k. That's already the double that I can do with my Resolute techniques. I think I had 300k on my Resolute techniques. With all my buffs, with all my frenzies up, all that stuff. So you can go a lot higher in DPS. That's normal, it's a crit build. Okay, so yeah, let me think for a moment. But that's of course without power charges, that's of course without frenzy, that's of course without my flask. So I can go a lot higher, and you guys will see it when I go to show you guys it when I'm hitting mods. Okay, so now the links. So my 6 link on my weapon, multi-strike, you got melee physical damage, you got Groundslam, of course, that's your main spell. You got increased critical strike support, so I need to use that too, because my base is only 6.515 critical strike chance, so I need to use it to get it higher. I'm power charged on critical support, that's very important, that you need to use that. I was looking to build that up with some other methods. There are a million other methods, but the main problem is you can go with assassin mark, but you need to kill the enemies then. So on a boss, it's not going to work. I want my power charges really quick. What I did then on that moment was I even tried with this stuff. So I'm going to 27 here with Vol's Protector. That's one of the chests or one of the pieces, I think, that you get like a power charge on critical charge. But you see the stats on this too. You don't have resistance, you have low armor. You cannot use that. You don't have life. You cannot use that. You're way too squeezy to do that. And I need to take this one because it's on the wrong position, lightning coil, because I want to show you guys it a little bit later. So I needed to take power charge on critical strike. So you can go to 5. I only have 4 on this character because it's my old character. I didn't took Alira. I just took the endurance charges, so you guys can have 5. And it goes really quick. You just need to hit something, you will see, and you will get a power charge. I already got 53% chance to get it. Then you got added fire damage, very important. So added fire damage, you got more DPS from it. So that's a 6 link that gives the most DPS. So you guys already see I don't have an endurance charge. That I can get endurance charges in this build. So what can you do? You can just go with endurance charges on melee stuns. So just get added fire out of it, get this gem, because Groundslam always stuns. You are going to get your endurance charges. So if you're squeezy on physical damage, just do a little bit less DPS and just go with this gem, because you don't need to have 600,000 DPS in maps. In the tier 16, you need that on bosses sometimes or a little bit lower, but you don't need that to clear stuff. So you can go easily with this one. You can go with increased area effect too if you are not very happy with it, or you got a map that you got decreased area of effect. Just replace the critical strike one with this one. On the bosses I go with concentrated effect, so I just take increased critical strike away, concentrate effect, check my DPS, 226,000. So I already got 400,000 DPS just like that, because you don't need to have the ranged. Of course, if it is a ranged boss, just keep it like it is, otherwise you are going to die, because this game is not really melee friendly. It was never melee friendly, and I don't think it's ever going to be. Okay, so for the weapon, what do you need to have? You need to have, of course, physical damage, flat physical damage, attack speed, and if possible, get increased critical strike chance on it. It's not going to be easy, but the higher your base critical strike chance is, the higher your critical strike chance is going to be. I got 6.15 on it, and it works really well. So that's what you need to have. Then we go to the helmet, and very important, that was my biggest problem. But this helmet you need to have. If you want to do DPS with the crit build, you need to have the Abyssus. And you know what funny is? I see a lot of other guides, and those guys, they are just laughing with the increased physical damage taken. It's not really a problem. You take a little bit more physical damage. That's bullshit. Take it from me, that's bullshit. If you go higher than a tier 13 map, it's going to destroy you. It's simple like that. It destroys you. That physical damage taken, if you get like 10k in, it's like 14,000k. You never can mitigate that, because this build don't have like 90% physical damage reduction. That's not possible. You can do it, but you need to go first with Juggernaut. You need to go with another chest than this, and you don't have the DPS on that moment, because you need to have the DPS for the bosses. And that's the main problem. So I found a solution what you can do, and I will show you guys that, because it was a horror. It was really a horror. I tried 6 chests. I tried combos after combos, and every time I came on a very hard-hitting melee boss and I died. And therefore, I tried to figure out what you need to do, and I'm going to present that, guys. So to just help you guys that you don't need to do the same thing like me. So what do I have? I got 2 cast when damage taken. I going back to the old roots that you need to have that just to survive before ascendancy, before that we got pimped a lot. So you need to have a cast when damage taken with 20, a summon ice golem. That's to get your DPS higher because he gives you a critical strike chance. So go with him. You got Molten Shell and you got Immortal Call 2020. So this is a very heavy defensive survivability. If you go very hard on getting damage in, this will survive your death. What did I just say? That was not right. This will prevent you from dying. So very important. Then you got Abysses. It's a very big DPS boost. 186,000 I got. If you put it off, you got 98. Of course, those stuff get now away because the attribute is buffing it. But take it from me, that's if you don't use it, you lose 200k totally buffed. So just take it. If you cannot survive it, I will give you alternative helmets a little bit later. Then we go to the chest. I don't use this chest. You can use this chest until you got access to the unique that I'm using, but I'm now using it for showing you guys a 6 link. So faster attacks, you got concentrated effects, you got multi-strike, you got a central war sheath, you got melee damage on full life support, and you got melee physical damage support. The totem is way too good to leave him out. He's doing the same amount of damage that I do with my spell, my Groundslam, and the totem works really well. I already said this game is not two-handed melee Marauder friendly. It's simply the case. If you got a ranged DPS or you need to run out of stuff, you cannot life leech, you need to run away. So this is perfect. You can just put your totem near the boss, run away, dodge all the attacks, come back and do DPS. And the totem boosts your DPS. It attracts the boss, so you need to use it. Simple. If you don't use it, you're fucked. For the stats on it, armor, life, resistance, it's always the same on the gear. Okay? Then we go to the rings. To the rings. With the rings, you need to get your resistance up because I'm using Belly of the Beast in my build normally. Because you only got a chance on 4 pieces now, on 5 pieces to get your resistance up. That's an amulet, 2 rings, that's a belt, and that's a boost. The boots, sorry. So that's how you need to do it. So a lot of resistance, HP, that's very important. So get that stuff. Armor is very important too. Then you go to the rings, just the same story. Try to get the diamond ring. I got 1 diamond ring. HP, critical strike. If you're very rich, you can get physical damage too. You can get a lot of resistance. I'm not sure that you can get attack speed too. I don't think so. I think you got too many suffixes already. So you guys need to check it out, but you can check the gear out on the website too. Amulet, global critical strike chance, multiplayer. Try to get all elemental resistance, physical damage again. You need to have a lot of dexterity intelligence for this build too. So this works really well. And the Onyx works really well too for the attributes. If you cannot get to the amount of dexterity that you need or intelligence, you need to take it on the passive 3 skill. You got chances enough. You can take it here. Like here, you can boost it. Here is a little bit more difficult now because I'm not going anymore to there, but just take it over here. That's 30-30 that you can get more. Okay? So let's go back. And now we are coming by one of the pieces that are the most expensive. That's Adziris Acquidity. So everybody is using it in a crit build. Why is everybody using it? Not because it looks so good, but for the leech applies instantly on critical strike. So some time ago they changed the critical strike leeching. No, I'm saying it wrong. They changed the life leech. So now it's not anymore you got 2% life leech that you just hit an enemy and that you get right away the life leech. No, that's not going to happen anymore. It's going to be coming over time health that is recovering. But with this gloves, if you crit, you leech right away. So it's going to save your life a lot. You crit, I got now at the moment I think 1 or 3% life leech because it's triggered when I killed recently because it's Beserker. But it's going to save your life a lot. You just life leech right away. So, and that's a lot if you do 500,000 DPS. That's like 5k every second. Pew, 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 pew. That's what it's going to do. And therefore it's so good. That's the simple reason that people are buying it. Because for the other stats, okay, you got critical strike chance, but other stats you can just get on every glove. But it's very expensive. 20 exalted, it's going to cost you if you want to get it. Do you need to have it at the start? I don't think so. I don't think so that you need to have it. I'm going to give you an alternative, what is very good too. Okay, then we go to the belt. Just the same again. Resistance, elemental damage with weapons, a lot of life. It's always the same. Then we are going to the boots, and you need to have, of course, movement speed. Just the same again. And here, this is my aura setup. So I'm going with Enlighten. You guys need to have level 3. Otherwise it doesn't going to work. And even then sometimes you run out of mana. For me it works really well because I got so much damage that I got a lot of mana leech. But you need Enlighten 3, you need Herald of Ash, you need Arctic Armor once again to get physical damage reduction up. And you need to have Hatred. So that's my aura setup, and I forgot the setup on the gloves. On the gloves you need Blood Rage. You need the second cast when damage taken. So I got a low level one again and a high level one. This one is to trigger my curse. Because I'm not running with Blasphemy. So I'm using Enfeeble to get the DPS down again. You guys can of course go with this one too, Temporal Chains. But it works a lot better, Temporal Chains, with Blasphemy. So if the enemies cannot come to you, you can use this one. So they are very slowed, they are going to cast a lot slower, and the survivability goes up. That's how you need to do it. So you can of course go with Assassin Mark II if you don't like the power crit anymore, but you don't need to do that. I don't use Assassin Mark because I got my power charges just the way that I show you guys. Then I got increased duration to increase a little bit the blood rage and to increase the duration on Enfeeble. So this build is casting all things by himself. It's casting my golem, it's casting blood rage, so you don't need to watch it. If you don't like that system, yeah, get rid of cast when damage taken, just don't put cast when damage taken back and start doing the map. Okay, that's it. What I do is, this is the highest DPS that you can have. I use that on bosses. You guys see there is no leap slam. I'm coming to the leap slam section. So what I do is, for just mapping, I just get melee damage on full life support away, like this. I just get leap slam in it and I can leap slam. But there is one major problem. I don't have a lot of mana. So what you need to do is get multi-strike out of it too, put blood magic in it, and you can jump like a rabbit the whole time without using mana, and you can put your totem out too. That works really well, really good for maps, but if you go to a boss, you need to go with the 6 link that do the most damage. I'm thinking about Atziri and all that stuff. Uber Atziri is going to be just the same case. If I got the money, I'm going to do it too, and I got good hopes in it that I can kill it. I just need to get my skills, and then I probably can do it. Okay, for the flasks, once again, one life flask for the simple reason with the curse on it, and sometimes you need to regenerate your life. I still got Taste of Hate, I still got a Quicksilver with Adrenaline to run really fast around. Then I'm using a Granite Flask with increased armor, and I'm using the new Chemist Basalt one too. That gives you 20% physical damage reduction, but what I like a lot too is that it gives 20% of melee physical damage back to the attacker. And that's what you're going to need. Like I already said, the Abyss is killing stuff. Abysses is killing stuff with the increased physical damage taken. So I got 2 cast when damage taken. I got here, I got Arctic Armor, and I got 2 physical reduction flasks too. It's going to save your life. So that's the solution that I got for that helmet. So yeah, it took some time, but it works. So let's have a look at the stats. Here you see my stats. So at the moment I got 25% crit and 502 multiplier. but if you go to my Groundslam, it's 42 and 502, so that's a little bit better. Defensive-wise, I only got 36% physical damage reduction, but I got so many things to buff it that it's okay. You don't get killed anymore by a one shot. That's okay. 6k HP, that's a little bit the line. Because sometimes if I was on 5.8, sometimes I got one-shotted, but now that's not a problem anymore. If I put my 2 flasks, I go to 81%. If you go with endurance charge on melee stun, it's going to go a lot higher. I think you can get 4 endurance charges, that's 16. You are going to be capped. Okay? What do I need to say more about the stats? Of course, cap your resistance, very important. That's main issue number 1. So resistance, life is very important. Armor, yeah, is not that important because you get your physical reduction another way. Charges. I got 4 endurance charges, but this is my old character. Normally, I'm not going to take that anymore. Bandits, I would take first Oak for the base life. Then I will go with Cretin, because for the 8% attack speed, the more attack speed you got, the more life leech that you are going to get because you hit more stuff. Then I would go for the max power charge, so you need to do Allyria. So Oak, Cretin, Allyria. You just need to take them all, and that's going to work. And if you do so, you got here 5, I only got 4. So 5 power charges. It's like, yeah, it's unbelievable, the power charge. I like power charges. They give me DPS, and I'm a DPS guy. By the way, I forgot one thing, guys. For the Ascendancy class, what do you need to take? So you just need to go to Aspect of Carnage, 40% more damage, and then you need to go to Clock in Savagery. So why do you need to take that? It's a saver. It's going to save your life so many times, it's unbelievable. So if you get hit by a savage hit, you can just heal yourself in like half of a second back to full. You just need to take this one. If you don't take it, yeah, you're going to be fucked a lot of times. Because we are armor wearers, and armor is fucked already a long time in Path of Exile. So that's the main problem. And you need to take Pain Reaver too, for the simple reason, because that's your main source of mana leech and of life leech. Because it's not in the build. If you guys see it, I don't have it in the build. So before you can get to the ascendancy point, be sure that you got mana leech and that you got life leech somewhere else. With the mana flask or with the jewel, you can go with the jewel too. Okay? What was I doing? Okay, now I'm going to show you guys what you can do. I need to take this one too. What you can do if you don't have a lot of money, or what chest that you can use. I'm not using this chest, I'm using Belly of the Beast, I already told that. So I tested all those chests and I need to put those dudes with it too. So I'm using always a Belly of the Beast for the simple reason, if I put it on, I got 6000 HP. For the HP, and it's one of the best. You can get your resistance capped, you got a lot of life. Armor evasion rating is a little bit low, but that's not problematic because you buff your armor with a lot of other stuff, but I use this chest. If you feel squeezy and you get like a lot of physical damage in, you can go with this chest to the breast dome. I tried it, and what is really good about this chest is you got like a lot of armor, and you got this take no extra damage from critical strikes. That means that's very good. You cannot take any more critical strikes. That's how it works. So therefore it's really good. Another chest that works really well is this Carcass Jack, for the simple reason your radius of your area skills improves. It's going to save your life a lot. The further you can hit, the less damage you get in. Simple like that. You get increased area damage and you got some life too. Works really well too. Or you can go with this one. But I don't like this one a lot for the simple reason that you got minus 60% to lightning resistance. And I'm going to drink for a moment, guys. Therefore, I don't want to use it. But what is so good about it, that you got like 30% of physical damage taken as lightning damage. So that's really good because the Abyssus is giving a lot of physical damage. You can use it too, and you can use of course, comes hard too, but I don't like it a lot because you don't have a 6 link if you use that for your totem. Okay, then if you cannot buy Aziri Aquidi, you just can go here with Maligaro's Virtuosity. They are very budget, so you can just buy them. They even give a little bit more DPS, but of course you don't have the Leech life on critical strike. So, but that's very good if you want to start it. And if you think that the Abyssus is giving you too much trouble, you can go with a Red's Nest too. But I don't think it's that good because your DPS is way too low. You can use it, but check. It's yeah, my DPS is like 100k less. But a lot of guys are using this, but those guys are using mirror items too. So just go with this. There are enough things that can prevent the physical damage from coming in this build that you don't going to die on the physical damage. So that are a little bit alternative things that you can use. Most of the time a little bit more currency friendly. So that was it. I got the passive 3 skill. I showed you guys the setup, my gear. So let's have a look now at the how it plays. So let's put everything here because I'm playing with Belly of the Beast. Therefore, I wanted to show you guys it because I don't have the money at the moment to buy a 6 link. So I'm saving to take it. So let's put the Leap Slam here too. The colors are not right either, but let's put this back. So now it's time to do a map, and I prepared already a nice map here. High Gardens map. So let's do it, guys, and let's have a look how the build plays. I think that everything is in its position. Yes, this is level 80 map. So yeah, it's going to work. Just to show you guys how it plays. So you don't need to do a lot. You got a mace and you hit stuff with it. So that's very important. All the other stuff you just need to watch it. You just need to watch it for blood, of course. I got my bleeding removal on this one. So I don't think I said it, but you need to have a remove bleeding. For the simple reason, that's a physical damage and I don't have a lot of armor. So here is the first pack. And you guys hear the sound. And now I already got all my power charges up. So my DPS is now already 216,000. So that's not bad. That's how fast it goes. Therefore, I like to use the power charge on critical strike gem. Because just for that reason. Because the higher the crit, the more that you are going to life leech too with your Azir Aquiti. That's how it works. So you need to have a lot of life leech. Crit, I mean, sorry. Okay. So the range is not that bad. If you want a little bit more range, of course, you can go increased range. I will show you guys right away. And now is everything popping. So now you see that my frenzy popped too. So now I already got 218,000. Let's put my totem out. That's 330. Let's put my flask on. That's 360,000 plus 200,000. Or I think 300,000 for my totem. It's now a little bit less because it's not a 6 link. So 700,000 DPS you can push. And that's a lot of DPS. So what I'm now going to show you guys how you can get your endurance charges up. If you feel I want a little bit more endurance charges, just put it here. So now I put it here and you will see, check this. Because there was the other day a guy on my channel that had the same problem. So check, there is already endurance charges because Groundslam, it's just stunning. Check, I already got 3. I'm now maxed out. So that's how it goes. It's very easy. Now I got 4 endurance charges. Of course you lose some DPS, but I still got 180,000. What is more than enough for doing maps, to be honest. Because I see a lot of guys, I got 1.5 million, 2 million. Okay, that's really cool. But the thing is, you don't really need that on maps. Sometimes a little bit more survivability is a lot better. Okay, let's jump in this group. And you saw my enfeeble. Oh, nice. Azana. That's a video RPG. Or RNG, sorry. RPG is something else. That was hard to it. It's not a problem. My enfeeble popped too. That's good. So the crit is down. And the museum map. You need to watch it because I now got a curse and a blot. So I removed it. The funny part is, let's do some totem action. So let's put the totem out, check this, there goes the... Yeah, the totem is so strong, it's unbelievable. I can just drink a beer, look a little bit porn, and just let my dude do the work. So that's all, guys. I cannot say more to you guys. So the build works really good. Be sure that you get the belly of the beach. Be sure that you got 6 HP, resistance capped. You can go really high with this build on DPS, you guys saw it. It's a very cool build to play with. It's something else than the Hegemony's era builds that we got around. So that's it. I think that I said everything. Do I need to say something else? No, I said everything. So that was it, guys. Thanks for watching the video. It was a long video, but I needed to explain a lot. If you don't like videos, of course, you guys can just check it on the website. I'm going to update a new thread. I'm going to make thumbnails, but that was it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, give me a like. If you like my channel, subscribe, please. I'm going to try Uber Azeri. I'm going to try Shaper. If it doesn't work, yeah, I cannot do more than that. Then a two-hander. Is not going to work on those bosses without super gear. With super gear, I mean mirrored gear. And yeah, that's a pity, but I tried my best. See you guys later. Have fun in Path of Exile. Bye bye.